I'm on a mission. I've been traveling around the world to photograph as many different species of animals as possible, and now it's led me here, to the Amazon rainforest. And this journey has already been full of surprises. So come with me as I show you the different animals that live here in the Amazon, here in Peru. Alright, so this is home for the next couple days. So this is a Brazilian wandering spider. With this spider, you can definitely die, but even more interesting than that, with males, your blood vessels can expand and it can give you an erection, a very painful one, sometimes so much so to where you will stay flaccid the rest of your life. So a very medically significant spider, chance of death is high, and having a death boner, definitely don't want to get bit by this spider. Run! Mr. Bullet Ant, what are you doing? Another thing you don't want to bite you is these guys. If one gets a hold of you, you'll find out real quick why they call them bullet ants.
Ants galore, folks.
Some ants became a special problem for me when they raided my tent in the middle of the night, causing me to move to the bungalow. I guess it's a good thing my tent got covered in ants, because here's my tent and here's where we found a tree boa. It just goes to show that despite all the walking that you can do at night and all the time that you can spend looking for these animals, sometimes they come to you. So here's my tent, and that's where we found a tree boa. What an amazing looking animal, and we found it right there at our camp. So just to be able to see this guy, he's a little more awake, a little more alert now. As you see, he's in that striking position, but he's still just hanging out. So these are arboreal snakes hanging out in the tree canopies, looking for anything that might come up there. And this is the most common coloration you're gonna see around here. They do have some other variations, like a little more red, but this is what you're commonly gonna see when you're out here in the rainforest looking for these guys. They've got an amazing dorsal pattern, they've got some great coloration, a really good looking snake, and perfectly blended in with its environment. And that's just part of what makes these such an amazing species to find out here out in the Amazon. So one thing that's been really cool about this experience is we've been actually sleeping out here in the wilderness, which means we get to experience wildlife the whole time. For me, it's been capuchin monkeys, obviously those ants you saw in my tent, but then also the various lizards of different kinds running around, and we just are really out here immersed in it. Whether it's here or we're out hiking, we're gonna find something. One of the most peaceful times photographing animals on this trip was the morning visit from the macaws. I would take the canoe to get a closer look and get some photographs. So first find of the night, we've got a polka dot tree frog. This guy's really just hanging out on this leaf. It feels like it's about to rain, of course it being the rainforest, but it's also the dry season. So we're really happy for that weather because it does bring out a lot of the frogs, a lot of the different animals. But this is our first find of the night. He's a good looking frog. The rain really did bring out the frogs. We were able to find and photograph many different species. It was a macro photographer's dream. In addition to photography, there's a research element. So when your guide gets excited about something, you know it's a good one. Like this Pristamontes we were able to document and log.
Another notable find was this Peru poison frog,
Got it?
the Amirga.
Nice.
All right, so we got about an hour-long hike to the research station from where we're staying, and
You interrupted mine, so I had to take my chance.
so you're just gonna interrupt?
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost like her channel's gonna be in the description below. We got an hour-long hike, and we're just moving through. It's got a beautiful canopy the whole way, and then when we get to the research station, we get to hang out there. It's gonna be a good hike, and let's see how it goes.
Next to the river was the research station, with a team of herpetologists and biologists that were studying the wildlife in the area. We got to get a glance at the ground level research behind an array of studies that help give a voice to the animals and reptiles of the region. If you're trying to find a caiman, you have to be willing to go where the caiman are. So despite it being difficult, we took the hike down the middle of the creek.
We're going over the log. Yeah. All right, so finally, after hiking through the river for quite a while, we found this dwarf caiman, and look at him. Ian made a spectacular blind catch, and this guy's just so full of personality. He's actually pretty chilled out. He's not wiggling too much, but you know, you gotta be on your toes with these guys. But check out those teeth. This is an amazing looking animal. Super impressive. These guys are crocodilians that they split from alligators about 7 million years ago. So when people say they're dinosaurs, yes and no, but that's just one thing that makes them really cool. They're a little bit smaller than alligators and crocodiles, but the personality, the look of them, they're amazing animals. I wonder if he'll bite my beard. Just kidding. I think it's about time that we let him go. He was so much fun to work with. But let's put him back in the water, see him off. Bye. All right, guys, check it out. We've got a rainbow boa. These are amazing animals, and we found this guy hanging out in a tree. And so he's climbing around. Look at that iridescence on him. Let me try and get him down. And check him out. Got a little bit of a spider web. What a good looking animal. I'm really excited to get to be able to run across these guys. And check out the pattern, the iridescence, and of course that tongue. Just checking everything out, all the smells, trying to figure out what I'm doing. Oh man, what a find. I'm so excited. Again, another common snake in the pet trade, but to find it here, it's just extraordinary.
Is he alive? Of course it is.
Okay.
Petrified by the humans.
Yeah, he's alive.
Oh, now you pissed him off.
Well, now he's going to break.
Lying.
All right. Oh. So we got our second rainbow boa of the night. Again, awesome iridescent scales. There's not much else to say, but look at the size on this one. Typically, they find about 1 per month, but this is our second in one night.
Since it was late, I didn't photograph the snakes until the next day. I also got some shots of the shield mantis I found. Talk about some alien features.
So after days roughing it, staying intense, and being nice and hot, we're here at this amazing lodge.
Yeah, it's much better. Everyone gets their own bungalow. It's such a beautiful place. I mean, we're gonna get good stuff here. I mean, that's what we're here for.
In the dry season, heavy rains are guaranteed to bring out the reptiles, so I was eagerly anticipating our next hike out.
Well, check this out. We got another Amazon tree boa. It's really cool to see these guys out here. You're shining your flashlight and you see the eye shine in the trees. Snake shine is something that is very nifty for finding snakes at night. And as a result, we were able to find this guy. Well, talk about good camouflage, because if you're not looking out, it's easy to step on this guy. But check out this frog. He is perfectly placed, perfectly camouflaged, just out here in the middle of this rainforest. And this leaf litter and where he sits, he's able to maintain his humidity. He's able to stay hidden, able to hunt for food. You can see the crickets and the spiders and everything else crawling around. And this horned frog is super exciting. So I'm gonna get some really nice shots of this just because all of the leaves are wet and so nice reflections, and it's gonna be a good looking image. All right, so very similar to the species we found last night. Here we have a pseudo boa, actually a first for Marcos here. And this is of a very good size. It's got a tick somewhere on it, got a nice iridescence, and I'm sure it's enjoying the rain because it is in shed. So normally they are considered one of the red snakes. So when they grab you, they tighten you up pretty well. And I guess that's why they kind of call them pseudo boas, is just because they have that strong grip. Is that why? Is that why they call them pseudo boas?
It's not, but I forgot the reason.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It doesn't have anything to do with those, though.
The rain even brought out the venomous stuff, like this arboreal viper, the Bothrops bilineatus.
Tongues up, left side.
Where's he?
Oh, shit. Oh, he tagged it. Oh my god. Oh.
Yes.
Bothrops bilineatus. This is a nocturnal arboreal snake that we found last night. And these guys, they love lizards, frogs, and when they get older, they can start taking on rodents. But while I photo the snake, I'm going to tell you about today's sponsor, Show Me Reptiles. So Show Me Reptiles has shows all over the United States, and they are very dedicated to improving the quality of reptile shows and reptile keeping. And one of the ways that they did that is they helped send me to Peru to where I could show this snake and other commonly kept animals in the pet industry in their natural environment. So check out the shots of this guy, and then check out Show Me Reptiles down in the description below. So yet another interesting thing here in the rainforest. We have cordyceps, the fungus from The Last of Us. This is a fungus that takes over the mental state of an insect and eventually takes over, it spreads. It's just a very interesting fungus, one that's pretty well known due to Pedro Pascal. It is a very hot and humid night. Makes me very sweaty, but it's great for animals. So here we have a turnip-tailed gecko, and these guys are super cool. It's probably one of my favorite geckos of the Amazon because look at his butt. He's got quite the lump right there, and I don't want to touch it too much because I don't want him to drop it. He's got an amazing pattern on him. They feel pretty similar to, I would say, gargoyle geckos, and their feet feel very similar. They grip very similar to a Europlatus gecko, and they are super fun, super cool animals. So we're going to let this guy go again, and we're going to keep hiking, keep sweating. So we got the tailless whip scorpion, also known as the Taylor Swift scorpion. They're very similar, both have long legs, might sing country music. So these guys are really interesting. They're a lot of fun, a lot of attitude, but obviously they're safe enough to put on your face, and it's really cool to find him here in Peru, and I don't even know where he is.
He's completely the other side.
They have very poor eyesight, but these guys have super long antennae on both sides, super delicate, but this is how they feel around. This is how they know really what's in their environment. And then obviously they got these pincers here. They look super dangerous, but to a human, they're fine. But to a bug, they catch things, and that's how they eat, and very interesting animals. All right, so right here we have a tarantula. Now this one's got a den right here that she crawls out of, and she's here hunting, and she'll take her food and take it back in there. Now if you see up close here, she's got a ton of parasites, which you're out in the wild and that's gonna happen. But look at this tarantula, what an amazing species. Tell me what happened, Marcus.
We just found a coral snake, Micrurus lemniscatus.
Nice. And then what?
And then Ian just got a juvenile golden tegu. And he's struggling a little bit over there.
You eat that snake.
And what's kicking our ass right now?
Wasps and flies.
The other one is over here.
All right, so it was a crazy 30 seconds. We found a coral snake, and then we turned around and we found this tegu in deep mud by the pond and getting attacked by so many bugs and wasps. But here we have a golden tegu, the biggest lizard here in Peru. This one's just a baby, and they're very fast, but these guys are super interesting. Again, another common pet you see in the industry. This one's by a little more advanced keepers, and for good reason. These guys require a little more specific care. Oh, I'm so excited about this. What a last night. All right, so here we have a coral snake. This is gonna be Micrurus lemniscatus, and this is a venomous elapid found here in Peru. And as you see, that you can't trust a rhyme with these guys. So with this guy, we're getting photos, but you'll notice it looks like he's got a neck injury. So these guys are super tough, and he's been able to overcome it, but it's made him pretty skinny. So the snake's in pretty rough looking shape. Actually been pretty chill to photograph. It's very late. This is our last snake here in Peru, and this has been such a treat. Photoing this animal, being here at this location, seeing everything. I'm definitely gonna come back. So I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you check out the next stuff. Make sure you check out everyone down in the comments below. But until next time, I'll see y'all later.